Hello world. I'm here today to read you the first chapter of my second novel, Misguided. Trust. Chapter 1. United Regions Water Laws, established May 2167. Water restoration and conservation laws formed with the intent to restore and maintain the physical and biological integrity of the nation's waters are our nation's highest priority. Any ill citizens will be removed from the government-proclaimed safety zones for the public's well-being. Black SUVs line the street, their dark-tinted windows and their sparkling silver rims reflecting impending doom. But the windows cannot keep out the screams, not the cries nor the banging from the inside of the vehicles. It's random health inspection day, and dozens of citizens have already failed by the count of the SUVs. Josh stands to greet me with a kiss on the cheek, his silence speaking louder than words. I smile back and try to ignore the ominous SUVs and to ignore what is happening. Sit down, don't draw any attention to yourself more than necessary, Josh says. My pulse is pounding, and my chest rises and falls quicker than I can control. Sweat drips from my brow. My stomach is tied in knots. I assess my body for early signs of illness. No sore throat, no muscle aches, no nausea. All I can do is wait in silence. Our words would be lost anyway. So, I sit down at the table. I scan my surroundings and focus on the young girl walking down her front steps. She does not struggle. She does not cry or scream. She doesn't even whimper. No more than 12, and she has already accepted her fate. She walks with her chin down, her eyes on the steps ahead. She opens the door to the parked car and climbs in. There will be no conversations over breakfast this morning. There will be no laughter or small talk. Ordering food will be a futile task. No sane person could eat with their neighbors being hauled away. Fear of the health inspections would be bad enough if only today were not the day I promised Maddox a fresh drop. 3 weeks have passed since my last drop, and the last I spoke to him, I promised I only needed 2. But I could not pull it off in time. Lucky for me, he isn't one to hold grudges. Any help he can get, he takes. Today will be either my luckiest day or my last. I drop my bag under my chair as nonchalantly as possible. I feel the weight of it as I kick it under my chair. Stop freaking out. You're fine, Josh says. What about you? Are you fine? I'm not sick, Sarah, and neither are you. Take a deep breath and pull yourself together. A shrilled scream echoes down the street. My head snaps up to see the small middle-aged woman hauled from an apartment complex. She struggles as 2 men, black jumpsuits covering them from head to toe, push her along and throw her into the back of the closest SUV. Her muffled screams continue as she bangs on the windows. They walk away and move into the next building. I wonder if the young girl's disposition changes after being in the same car as this frantic woman. Josh and I sit in silence, staring at the black SUVs. We both know the health inspectors will reach our table in a few minutes, and all the other tables outside the cafe's veranda remain empty. Even the inside table lacked visitors to help distract my frantic thoughts. The green armbands around their biceps haunt my dreams, like a tightrope squeezing from polar ends or a noose twisting at my neck. Both of my parents were euthanized due to failed health inspections. I was orphaned because of a day like today. My fists clasped together as 2 health inspectors cross the street and approach our small table. I let my nails dig into my skin, a small but painful reminder that I need to keep it together, just as Josh said. My toes curl inside my shoes, and I clench my thighs to keep from shaking. Health inspections, your full cooperation is expected. On instinct, we stand as both men grab a hold of our thumbs. Our prints are scanned on a handheld device, and our mouths are swabbed. The health inspector's hand forces my mouth to open, and I am left to stare at the SUVs down the street, wondering, were my parents the frantic type, or were they calm and steady? I imagine my dad was the calm one and my mother frantic. But then again, I have no way of knowing. Memories erase themselves over time. I remember more about my mother's best friend Meredith picking me up from school that day than the scent of my own mother. It's a pity, really. The memory of Meredith is just as heartbreaking. The inspector drops his hand from my mouth and pushes me away. I stumble in surprise, topple over my chair, and trip over my hidden belongings. My bag rolls underneath the table in response. Food rations and vitamin waters spill out of my small backpack, instantly exposing my treason. Josh notices the spill. With eyes bulging, he glares at me. If I am caught with extra food rations, I will be finished for sure. What the hell? Josh falls to his knees to meet me eye to eye. He pushes the table to its side, momentarily blocking the inspector's view of my recklessness. He yells at the inspectors with his knees landing directly on top of my spilled bag. Since when is human indecency part of your job? Sir, we are not finished. We expect your cooperation. The hell you will! Is there a problem here? I turn my head to see a new enforcement officer approach. Not more than a year or two older than me, and far too young to be out of school. The red armband is the only indication of his position. Enforcement always leads to trouble, no matter what color their arm badge. I say the wrong thing, and you'll be arrested in a second. Look at them the wrong way, and your swab might become accidentally infected. The new officer places his badge on the table next to us and moves towards our flipped table. I make a point of not looking at the badge and give him a good look down instead. Blue-collared shirt, blue jeans, and an unshaven face. I expected an enforcement cop to at least brush his hair and tuck in his shirt. Handsome as he may be, no one's luck ever turns out with enforcement. And my day is not looking very lucky. No problem here, sir. Random health inspections. We just had a short trip at the feet is all. Both health inspectors stand rigid with their arms at their sides, waiting for a cop 20 years younger than them to decide their fate. He looks past Josh and stares directly at me. Is that true? My eyes read into his, and I wonder, am I being baited? Sweat beads down my forehead as I consider the bag's weight underneath the table. He must have seen the goods. Josh must know it too. I feel it in him next to me. Yes, sir, I say. And? He says to the health inspectors. She's clear, sir. We haven't finished with him yet. Well, then let's keep on moving, he says. The two inspectors move in, but the enforcement officer remains with his eyes locked in on mine. After what seems like several minutes, his eyes move to Josh. Josh waits silently, like a perfect soldier. They swab his cheek once more and glare at the reading on their handheld device. The bastards are hoping he's flagged. All clear. Without uttering another word, all three officers turn and walk away. Josh and I sit down, waiting in stillness until the street clears. 7 SUVs drive away. I'm not sure how many people they hold. It's almost better if I don't know. Josh's voice is barely audible as his temper flares. What the hell are you doing with those rations? What the hell were you thinking talking to enforcement like that? I say in response. You're going to get yourself killed. Whatever you're up to, get over it and take those things home. I ignore his comments and sit without a response. I knew he would be angry if he ever found out. But some things, a lot of things, are bigger than him. Fine, give me the bag. I'll take them home for you, he says. No. Someone is expecting them. It may not be much, but it's the best I can do. I have to. We whisper, even though the street has cleared. Both of our tempers rise. He takes a deep breath and shakes his head at me. I'm not hungry. He stands up from the empty table, slams his chair in, and leaves. As he walks away, all I can do is sit there. I would much rather he soothed my fears today and have a temper tantrum. Such an easy temper to get a rise out of. But I still hate being the one who angers him. Breakfast is an obvious failure. I stand up and walk in the opposite direction. I pass the center of town, where the cop statue stands in front of the enforcement offices that stubbornly refuse to decay with the rest of this damn town. I'd spit on it if I thought nobody was looking, but somebody is always looking. I pass the injury ward and follow the silent street past the row houses that represent so much of Zone 3. A quiet town where people are afraid to talk, laugh, or cry, even in the middle of the morning, when the streets still remain deserted. People are already locking themselves inside for the day, away from the wandering eyes. I slow to a deliberate stride at the northwest corner of town, and I scan the street behind me before tossing my bag of rations over the 10-foot metal railing, and I walk away. Interested? I hope so. You're going to have to get it on your own if you want to read more. Misguided Trust. Have a great rest of your day.